Usually, you ask me questions and I answer them for you. But this time, I want to ask you questions so that you can let me know what you're thinking.
My name is Angela and I'm a visually impaired designer.
All right, everybody, we need to have a real and honest conversation here. A big challenge for minority groups is feeling excluded or misunderstood by other groups of people who are designing or creating any products or services. And this is a big problem. But there are people who are genuinely curious how they can be more inclusive. They just need to be taught how to do that. And they need to interact with the minority groups more so that they better understand them. That's what this whole video is about. Getting your input on how people who are not disabled can reach out to you as disabled people to better understand you, and so they can make their products or services inclusive for you. So this is your chance for your voice to be heard. I want to flood the comments and social media with your voices so that it's known what it's like to be disabled and people know what you need. This is not going to be a one-time thing. This is going to be definitely an ongoing conversation and a thing that we have to continually work on, well, forever. It's just a working relationship that needs to be happening all the time. Let's be real for a second. If you're a person who's not disabled, you probably will never fully understand what it's like to be a disabled person. I personally am disabled. I have a visual impairment. However, I don't think I'll ever fully understand other types of disabilities. I won't fully understand what it's like to be deaf. I won't fully understand what it's like to have mobility issues on a daily basis, but I can do my best to try to understand what it would be like to be in those situations so that I can help these groups of people be included in my designs. Now, through my platform, I have talked to so many people who are not disabled, who have reached out to me and want to know how they can be involved, get to know people who are disabled, and reach out to them, interview them, have them do user tests, have conversations to really understand how they can improve their products and services, but they're just not sure where to start. Where do they find people who are disabled who are willing? They're worried about being offensive or saying the wrong thing. They feel like they're kind of walking on eggshells because they understand that they don't know what it's like to be disabled and they don't want to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. So this really got me thinking all sorts of thoughts, right? I personally also am just like, I'm not sure how to go about that. This isn't something that I've ever really had a struggle with because as someone who's disabled, I have a community of people who I already know who have visual impairments or I've met because we have the commonality that we have a disability. And so I've been more exposed or been around people who have disabilities, and it's just been a more natural thing for me. But how can I help my fellow designers who aren't disabled to be able to understand? And if we don't help them understand, then they're never going to be able to improve their products or services. Do you see where I'm going with this? So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions because I want to better understand how you think so that I can help other designers understand what they can do and what they shouldn't do when it comes to approaching people who are disabled to try to improve their products or their services. I would really appreciate it if you're open and honest. If you're not comfortable with putting it in the comments, you can DM me on Instagram. My handle is TheVIDesigner, and my name on Instagram is Visually Impaired Designer. I will try to do my best to respond to any DMs that I receive, and I would just love to have a conversation with as many people as possible so that we can help designers make it so that they're considering those who are disabled in their design process. Can you tell this is something I'm really passionate about? I really want to find a way to make this beneficial for everyone. Your input is truly important. And I just want to clarify that no matter who you are, whether you have a disability or you don't have a disability, your voice is important. We all have reasons why we are in a minority group. It doesn't have to be disabled or non-disabled. Maybe it could be your gender, your race, all sorts of groups of people where people are trying to better understand. So your thoughts are totally welcome. I will be leaving all the questions that I ask in the description box below, so you can refer to those as you're kind of forming your responses, putting in the comments, or sending messages. And don't feel like you have to answer all the questions. Okay, are you ready for these questions? Rapid fire questions. Ready, set, go. So the first question is something I get asked a lot by businesses and individuals. What is the best way to find people to interview or to use in a focus group? Anything like that. Just basically, what's the best way to come in contact or approach someone who is disabled? So an extension of this question is, what is the most comfortable way for you to be reached out? Would you want to find them, or would you be comfortable with them sending you a message and asking you to be a part of a study? What's your thoughts on that in general? But really, to the core, the real question is, are you willing to participate in a study or an interview or some type of focus group where you can help people who are trying to be inclusive of people with disabilities? Have any of you ever actually been part of research or a study group or been asked to be part of one? What was your reaction or their approach to doing this? And was it something that you were okay with? What went well? What could have been improved on in your experience with that? What would make it worth it for you to be part of the research? How would you want to be compensated for your time and your expertise? Would you be more comfortable with being part of the research process or in a study or a focus group if there was, say, a third-party group who was someone you trusted and they helped set up the meetings and you knew that it was going to be okay because they were involved and doing all the setting up instead of people reaching out to you directly? Is that something that would help you feel more comfortable and more willing? I'm wondering if anyone out there has had poor experiences where people have reached out to them. What made it a poor experience? What would you suggest to businesses or individuals who are interested in doing research or interviewing you as someone who's disabled? What would you suggest they don't do? All right, I know that was a lot of questions and I kind of went through them quickly, but I hope that got you thinking and you have some thoughts that you want to share in the community. Also, make sure to remember you can send me a direct DM if that's more comfortable to you. I would love to hear anything you have to say. I really just want to be able to answer this question more accurately when other designers or creatives ask me this question. I really am passionate about working on this relationship between the disabled community and the non-disabled community. I know it's going to take time. I know there's going to be barriers and misconceptions and assumptions that are going to need to be broken down before that can be truly a good connection and relationship. But I'm willing to try to do what I can to help do that. I for sure will be doing some follow-up videos on this topic to let you know what the results are. I might share some of your comments if you're comfortable with that so that we can kind of see what everyone says and hopefully we can learn from this conversation. You can see what other people are saying in the comments below and we can just really figure out how we can make this work for everyone. You all are so fantastic. Thank you so much for showing up for me and supporting me so much. I really truly appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up so I know and so that I can make more videos like this one. Please subscribe to my channel below and turn on the notification bell so you can hear about other videos that I put out in the future. And I hope to hear from all of you. And until I see you in my next video, I hope that you have a fantastic week. Bye!